If you're over 60, this message could change your life. Strokes don't always come with sirens or flashing red lights. Sometimes they arrive silently in the form of a weak arm, a drooping smile, or a sudden slur in your speech. Other times, it's even less obvious, a fleeting dizziness, a moment of confusion, or forgetting a name you've known all your life. One minute you're reaching for the coffee pot and the next your legs won't move. As a neurologist, I've seen it too many times, seniors who felt just a little off that morning, and within hours they were in an ER, unable to speak, move, or even recognize their loved ones. The tragedy isn't just the stroke, it's how avoidable many of them are. The truth is, stroke is the leading cause of serious long-term disability in older adults. It doesn't discriminate between those who feel healthy and those with diagnosed conditions. What most people don't realize is that the most dangerous habits, the ones quietly setting the stage for stroke, happen in the first few hours of your day. While you're brushing your teeth, skipping breakfast, or simply checking your phone, your brain may already be at risk. Take Barbara, 71, for example. She was active, independent, and volunteered at her local library. One morning, she stood up too quickly, skipped her medications, and delayed her morning water. By noon, she was in the hospital, unable to lift her left arm. The stroke came fast, but the signs had been building for weeks. That's why this video exists. Not to scare you, but to wake you up to the small, manageable habits that could save your memory, your independence, even your life. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover the top 7 morning mistakes that silently increase your stroke risk and what you can do to fix them starting tomorrow. Because stroke doesn't always come with a warning. But if you're paying attention, the body always whispers before it screams. Habit number 7. Jumping out of bed too quickly. After a full night of rest, your body is in a low-energy, low-pressure state. Your heart rate is slower. Blood vessels are relaxed. And your brain, still waking up, hasn't fully adjusted to gravity yet. But many older adults, often out of habit or urgency, swing their legs over the bed and stand up immediately. That sudden shift from lying down to upright can cause a dangerous drop in blood pressure called orthostatic hypotension. This isn't just about feeling lightheaded, it's about how blood flow to the brain can be temporarily disrupted, especially in people with narrowed or stiffened arteries. For seniors, this can lead to dizziness, blurred vision, unsteadiness, or even fainting. And beyond the fall risk, this moment of low oxygen to the brain can increase the chance of a mini stroke in those vulnerable morning hours. Margaret, 72, was getting ready for her granddaughter's school play. She jumped out of bed after her alarm and made it 3 steps toward the bathroom before everything went dark. She woke up on the floor with a broken wrist and a mild concussion. The doctors later told her the real issue wasn't just the fall, it was her blood vessels. Decades of mild hypertension had narrowed them, and her brain wasn't getting the blood it needed the moment she stood up. When you wake, take a moment. Open your eyes. Breathe deeply. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Then gently roll onto your side and sit up slowly. Place your feet on the floor and remain seated for 30-60 seconds before standing. This small change gives your cardiovascular system time to recalibrate and your brain the oxygen it needs before asking it to function at full speed. Think of it not as a delay, but as a gift to your brain, 1 minute of stillness for a lifetime of clarity. Habit number 6. Skipping water in the morning. During sleep, your body loses water through breathing, sweating, and simply going hours without a drink. When you wake up, your brain, which is over 75% water, is naturally dehydrated. This lack of fluid causes your blood to thicken, making it harder for your heart to pump efficiently. As a result, blood pressure can rise, and blood flow to the brain slows down, all key contributors to increased stroke risk in seniors. Even more concerning, many older adults are on medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills that can further dehydrate the body overnight. And yet the first thing many people reach for in the morning isn't water, it's coffee. While coffee has its place, starting your day dehydrated and then adding a diuretic beverage like coffee is like putting stress on an already strained system. Walter, 66, was a retired accountant with a daily morning routine: skip breakfast, pour a tall mug of black coffee, and scroll the news. He rarely drank water unless he felt thirsty. But after a mild stroke that left him with blurred vision and short-term memory loss, Doctors identified a clear culprit: chronic dehydration compounded by caffeine and medication. He had unknowingly created the perfect conditions for a cerebrovascular event. Before you reach for anything else, even your phone, drink a full glass of room temperature water. Not cold, not hot, just comfortable. This simple step helps rehydrate the brain, improves blood viscosity, and jumpstarts your circulation. It's not about being trendy. It's about giving your brain what it needs to function. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. By that time, you're already dehydrated. Make water your morning non-negotiable. It takes less than a minute, costs almost nothing, and could help protect your balance, memory, and coordination for years to come. Water isn't optional. It's your brain's first fuel of the day. Treat it like medicine, because in many ways it is. Habit number 5. Eating high-sodium breakfasts. Breakfast is often seen as the most important meal of the day, but for many seniors it's also the most misleading. Foods that appear healthy, convenient, or comforting can be packed with hidden sodium. Processed breakfast sausages, store-bought breads, flavored instant oatmeal, cheese-laden omelets, and even healthy cereals often contain excessive salt. And when salt builds up in your system, it raises blood pressure, stiffens arteries, and puts dangerous pressure on the delicate blood vessels in your brain. Why is this a problem in the morning? Because for most adults, especially seniors, blood pressure spikes naturally in the early hours. Add high-sodium foods to that spike, and you're creating a perfect storm for stroke risk. Over time, the small vessels in the brain become less flexible, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly. This can lead to mini-strokes, TIAs, or major cerebrovascular events that permanently affect memory, movement, and independence. Helen, 70, considered herself health-conscious. She avoided fast food and rarely added salt at the table. But each morning she ate flavored oatmeal packets and a slice of toast with processed cheese. One day, she felt dizzy and her right hand went numb. Doctors diagnosed a TIA, a mini-stroke, and when her daughter helped her review her food log, they realized she was getting over 900 milliliters of sodium before 9 a.m. It wasn't her lunch or dinner that was hurting her, it was breakfast. Start with whole, low-sodium foods. Try a bowl of plain oatmeal topped with berries and cinnamon, boiled or poached eggs, a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado or almond butter, fresh fruit, even unsweetened yogurt with flax seeds. The goal isn't to cut out flavor, it's to cut out the silent salt that hides in convenience foods. And always read the labels. Even heart healthy or organic doesn't mean low sodium. Aim for no more than 300 to 400 mg of sodium at breakfast. Your arteries and your brain will thank you. Changing your breakfast might seem small, but it's one of the most powerful ways to protect your brain each day. Habit number 4. Too much coffee on an empty stomach. Coffee can feel like a lifesaver in the morning, but for your brain and heart, timing and quantity matter deeply. When consumed first thing on an empty stomach, coffee causes a spike in adrenaline and cortisol, raising your heart rate and tightening your blood vessels. This creates a sudden jolt that forces your cardiovascular system to work overtime, especially dangerous if you already have high blood pressure or take medications that affect heart function. The caffeine also dehydrates you, further reducing blood flow to the brain. And for those already at risk of arrhythmias or stroke, this combination can become a serious threat. You may feel more alert, but inside your body is working under pressure without the proper fuel to handle it. Raymond, 73, was an early riser. Every morning he had 2 strong cups of coffee before breakfast. It kept him sharp, or so he thought. One morning his heart began racing, his hands trembled, and he felt lightheaded. His daughter rushed him to the ER, where he was diagnosed with atrial fibrillation and dangerously high blood pressure. The cardiologist asked just one question: "What's the first thing you put in your body each day?" That was the wake-up call Raymond needed. Never drink coffee on an empty stomach. Instead, drink a glass of water first, then eat something light like fruit, a boiled egg, or oatmeal. After that, enjoy your cup of coffee, but keep it moderate, 1 regular-sized cup, and avoid adding flavored creamer, sugar syrups, or artificial sweeteners, all of which contribute to inflammation and vascular damage. Coffee isn't bad, but too much too fast, especially without food, can quietly chip away at your brain and heart health. If you're constantly using coffee to fight fatigue, Consider addressing the real root: poor sleep, dehydration, or skipped meals. Listen to your body, not just your caffeine craving. Your brain needs steady support, not shocks. Use coffee wisely, and it becomes a tool. Use it carelessly, and it becomes a risk. Habit number 3. Ignoring morning dizziness or weakness. Many seniors wake up feeling off. Some mornings a bit dizzy, mildly shaky, or slightly weak in the arms or legs. It's easy to dismiss these sensations as just getting older, poor sleep, or low energy. But here's the truth: those subtle symptoms could be your brain's first cry for help. They might signal a transient ischemic attack, TIA, commonly called a mini stroke. TIAs occur when blood flow to part of the brain is temporarily blocked. They often last just minutes and leave no permanent damage, but they are a massive red flag. According to the American Stroke Association, 1 in 3 people who experience a TIA will later have a full-blown stroke, often within days or weeks. Ignoring early symptoms is like ignoring a fire alarm when the smoke's already in the room. Common warning signs: dizziness or lightheadedness, numbness or tingling in the face, arm or leg, especially on one side, slurred or slowed, speech, blurry vision, weakness, or imbalance. Evelyn, 75, felt strange. One morning she dropped her toothbrush and noticed her right arm felt heavy. She chalked it up to arthritis and decided to wait and see. 3 days later, she collapsed in her kitchen. She had suffered a major stroke that affected her speech and mobility. Her neurologist told her the earlier episode had likely been a TIA and a warning she could have acted on. Treat every unusual symptom in the morning as a possible emergency, not an inconvenience. Write it down. Use a health tracking app or keep a notebook by your bed. Document the time, duration, and what you felt. Call your doctor even if the symptoms pass quickly. When it comes to brain health, waiting is the enemy. You don't need to panic, but you do need to act. Early attention to minor signs could prevent lifelong disability. Listening to your body's whispers is how you avoid its screams. Habit number 2. Skipping or misusing medications. Every single day, millions of older adults forget to take their medications, take them late, or accidentally take the wrong dose. It's not always intentional. It happens during travel, after a poor night's sleep, or when routines get disrupted. But when it comes to blood pressure meds, blood thinners, or cholesterol drugs, even one missed dose can throw your system into chaos. These medications are timed to your body's natural rhythms, particularly the morning spike in blood pressure. If you skip them or double up later, you can cause blood pressure to swing too high or too low. This increases the risk of strokes, internal bleeding, or even heart failure. Worse, some seniors take pills with coffee or no water, reducing the medication's effectiveness or irritating the stomach. Others try to cut back on their own to save money or avoid side effects without telling their doctor. All of these actions can put your brain and heart in danger. Joe, 69, went on a weekend trip and forgot his blood thinner. He felt fine, so he didn't worry about it. The next morning, he felt chest tightness, and his speech slurred slightly. By the time paramedics arrived, he was already in the early stages of a stroke. His doctors told him plainly missing just one dose created the perfect storm for a clot to form. Make your medications a non-negotiable part of your morning, like brushing your teeth or locking your door. Use pill organizers labeled by day and time. Set phone alarms or keep a written checklist. Ask your pharmacist to simplify your regimen if it's too complicated. Never adjust doses on your own, even if you're feeling better. If you're overwhelmed or unsure about any part of your medication plan, talk to your doctor or pharmacist. There's no shame in asking for help. Your health team is there for that reason. One small pill can be a life-saving shield, but only if it's taken consistently and correctly. Habit number 1. Holding in urine. After waking. It may sound trivial, but delaying your first bathroom trip in the morning can silently place enormous strain on your brain and heart. When you wake, your bladder is full. If you ignore that urge by scrolling your phone, making coffee, or even just lying there, you're forcing your body to hold pressure it's designed to release. This triggers the sympathetic nervous system, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which increase your heart rate and raise your blood pressure sharply. For seniors, especially those with arterial stiffness, high blood pressure, or a history of heart disease, this sudden morning spike can become dangerous fast. Studies have shown that the early morning hours are the most common time for strokes and cardiac events, and a full bladder adds to that risk by increasing internal pressure. Even more surprisingly, a distended bladder can cause vagal stimulation, which may lead to irregular heart rhythms, another risk factor for clot formation and stroke. Carol, 71, was always punctual. Her morning routine started with checking emails and reading the news sometimes before even getting out of bed. One morning, she delayed going to the bathroom for nearly 30 minutes. As she finally stood up to start her day, she felt dizzy, then fainted. She hit her head and was hospitalized. The doctors found her blood pressure had spiked dramatically, and the trigger a full bladder and a stressed cardiovascular system that couldn't handle the delay. When your body sends the signal, listen immediately. Don't grab your phone, don't start your chores, and certainly don't wait to wake up a little more. The urge to urinate first thing in the morning is your body's natural safety valve. Respect it. Make this simple shift go straight to the bathroom as soon as you get up. It's not just about comfort, it's about preventing a surge in blood pressure and reducing the strain on your brain's delicate vessels, especially if you're already managing conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or heart issues. This one habit can quietly protect you from a very loud health crisis. Remember, your bladder may feel like an afterthought, but your brain knows better. Conclusion. Mornings. Shape your brain's future. What you do in the first 60 minutes of your day doesn't just determine how you feel that morning, it can reshape the health of your brain and body for years to come. These aren't small slip-ups. They are stroke risks in disguise. And for people over 60, each decision in the morning becomes even more impactful. Jumping out of bed, skipping water, grabbing salty food, ignoring dizziness, missing your meds, drinking too much coffee too fast, delaying your bathroom trip. These are daily habits that may seem minor, but together, they create the perfect storm for a silent, preventable tragedy. But here's the good news: you can change the outcome. Every smart habit you build, every glass of water, every pill taken on time, every slow rise out of bed is like building a shield around your brain. You don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul. You just need consistency, awareness, and small daily actions. That's why we created the Senior Health Tracker app. It's designed for people just like you to track symptoms, log medications, monitor hydration, and give you personalized tips based on real neurology research. Thousands of seniors are already using it to stay sharp, safe, and independent. It's not about living in fear, it's about living in control. If I'd known these small things mattered, said Edna, 76, who recovered from a TIA last year, I would have started paying attention years ago. Now I never skip my water. I never rush out of bed. And I log my symptoms every day. It's changed how I age and how I feel. You don't have to wait for a stroke to slow you down. You can start protecting your brain starting tomorrow morning. Take your health seriously. Take your mornings seriously. And take back your future one habit at a time.